Opening in 1869 by the General Surgeon of New York, Dr. Sylvester Willard, the former Willard State Asylum for the Chronic Insane was one of the first institutions built for those deemed medically incurable. For over 100 years, Willard operated as a harsh example of institutionalization, with nearly 50,000 total inmates occupying the campus throughout its life cycle. However, those numbers only tell part of the story. Nearly half of the 50,000 reported inmates would die within the institution's walls, and thousands of victims were buried in unmarked graves scattered on the property. Willard officially closed its doors in 1995, and it's sat abandoned ever since. In this episode, we're going to explore the main two cottage groups on the property, leaving a large portion of the buildings untouched. While there are operating rooms, a morgue, and even a bowling alley on the campus, Willard is currently being used as a drug treatment center, with prison inmates walking all around the outsides of the boarded-up buildings during our visit. Let's explore. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Luke Explores. Today we're with Lucas, and you may remember him from Ghost Town in the Sky. Today we are checking out an incredible abandoned asylum, and so far we've gone into one entranceway after doing a little bit of recon, and it hasn't looked too promising. However, I think our luck's about to change with this looking like what we have to climb up. So,
two sets of stairs.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that. Well, that doesn't look great, but we're gonna try it. Lucas, how does it feel to be back?
Great. Back in the saddle, man. Couldn't feel better.
You want to show them what you got on your chest?
Of course.
Tongs
always.
are back.
The tongs.
The good luck
They
tongs.
will always be here.
Let's do it.
Let's go, man. These stairs used to go there. I think they drop pretty well.
That's incredible.
That looks pretty good.
Honestly, the fact that they drop straight onto the other, wow. Look you can see the concrete support in the side over there. Did not matter. The stairs are now being held up by another set of stairs.
Stairs on stairs.
Stairs on stairs. Old cabinets. Where's that a dresser? Oh, wow.
Filled with water.
Yeah. Look at the cobwebs. Can we get anywhere from here?
I don't know. We could get in there. Go over here.
Alright, this is what we're looking at for the floor we have to cross. So I'm going to quickly... Ooh. Just be quick, because my foot kind of went through the floor. Ready? Big step. There you go.
Sweet.
Let's see if this leads anywhere. Alright, so we finally got to a section of this building that's not just in shambles. And I see this, well, what looks to be a toilet for either a paraplegic or a disabled person. Why it's in this room, I do not know. This is not the chair of the episode. But it's a pretty cool find because we haven't seen anything that's like, I don't know, in one piece. I mean, this is still what the hallway looks like. Anything cool in here?
Kind of cool.
It's a TV. That's pretty cool. Look at that drop, dude.
Or, like after lobotomy TV.
I mean, this is the activity room. Another ladder. Does this one go anywhere? We're kind of squeezed in the same area. Oh, this one we can get on top of. Is there anything back here or just a stairwell?
Just goes down.
Okay. All right, I'm about to traverse across this extremely risky hallway that's completely collapsed. And if I fall, well, that would not be good. I'm gonna very carefully get around this thing. Oh my god. Oh. Wow. It's incredibly unsturdy. I remember seeing pictures of these chairs on this hallway, and I'm pretty sure, or this room, it wasn't too long ago, actually had a floor, and everything looked super aesthetic, super pretty, multicolored chairs, and now they're on the verge of just falling off. Again, this looks really safe. What is that?
Door tag. It's got braille on.
Oh no, that's incredible. Let me get a better look. That's awesome. What's your favorite number?
I already picked it out.
72. Here we go. It's a room with chairs that are actually placed in a semi-respectable manner. No, dude, for real, when even the proper people, when they explored this, and I know their video is somewhat recent, these chairs, they were lined up in rooms, and they were all these kind of chairs, and they're just all multicolored, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's multiple rooms of it.
That's
so
weird.
I think this probably shows either how many people have A, been there since then, or B, they filmed it a while ago. Wow. Grandfather's chair with no cushion and no grandfather. At least we have the family of 5 empty stools. Check out this room. Either side of the floor is just gone. And I think it only goes down 1 story. Let's see. No, 2 stories. Goes down to the basement. No point in going in here. I don't know how much of this is safe to step on. I think we can get over here. Hey, there's plenty of chairs. I don't want to say that either of these or any of these are the Luke Explorer's chair, but they could be. Some of these wheelchairs are really old. Wow.
Dude. They put a person.
Down in the comments, if anybody, especially old nurses that even worked in asylums when they were still operational, if anyone can tell me what this cart is, it's either for people or it was for soiled linens, or it could have been for mail, it could have been for anything. So if anyone knows what these were primarily used for, please drop it down. I would love to say that they would just store people in here and push the most insane people around, but I'm not so sure that that's how this works. All right, this is bottom view of the room that we were in, where the floor on either side is gone, and it's only being held up by these few supports.
By the way, everybody's like, oh, that mask isn't doing anything. I know. That's it.
For reference, I have my respirator, guys. It's just not on right now, so I'm being bad.
You only live once, right?
You do only live once. Okay, so I started to walk away from this room, the shower room. Lucas just pointed out to me, that is the shower on the outside of the building. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I've seen showers busted, I've seen them burned, I've seen them destroyed in every way, shape, or form. I don't think I've ever seen it outside of the building.
Not like that.
You get an outdoor shower right in the same asylum. Perfect.
Like butter.
So this is all that's left of the first cottage. We're on the roof right now, and there's bees swarming everywhere. I'm not so sure I'm glad we came up here because we can't see too much. But what we're standing on is...
2x4?
Yes, but also not for much longer. Oh my gosh. Well, isn't that a surprise?
Isn't that from the proper people?
Right out of the proper people's intro. That's incredible. We were literally about to leave this first cottage. And it was right here the whole time. Besides the morgue, this is probably the next best thing that I was hoping that we get to look at. This is incredible.
Shall not permit the service of any illegal process upon any mentally ill.
Execution of instruments by patients without a committee or guardian.
They used to have a notice for this.
That the patient has sufficient mental capacity to understand the transparent act or the transaction and does understand the nature and consequences of his act in executing and issuing the instrument. I wonder what instrument they're talking
This
about.
is eerie. Well, electroshock therapy.
Yeah,
Lobotomy.
probably. That's insane.
That's eerie.
All right, well, that answers the question of where all the mattresses are. Oh,
Yeah, there's a nice out right here.
a nice exit.
No.
But we weren't down in here yet.
Typewriter.
Typewriter
Or fax machine. Something. Fax machine?
or copier? Fax machine or copier?
I don't know. It's the keyboard.
Maybe fax machine. Look at this. That's right out of elementary school.
Old tape recorder. That's serious.
Wow.
That's seriously cool.
That's awesome. So I'm trying to point at it, and it doesn't look like it's coming out on camera too well. But right about there, there's a fox moving. Now he's just sitting. It's very hard to see. I wish my camera zoomed in more. But he ran away and just came back. Look at all the wallpaper in here is still, well, on the wall. Definitely a kitchen back here. Slash a washer and a dryer.
Sweet queen.
Huh.
That's a little creepy.
More kitchen stuff. Just piled it all in the middle here. Alright, I guess we're stepping on this table. And then stepping on more tables. And another. And that's just straight out. All right, so we're out of the first cottage, and we're gonna go on to the second cottage over here. The only thing is this facility is right next to a drug and rehabilitation center. So there's cars and patients driving in and out of this place. So we're gonna try our best to avoid that, but we don't know if we're gonna have security come roll up on us or anything like that.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not, but look how beautiful this is. All right, we're in. Second cottage group. Oh, wow.
Floating door.
Floating door. Look at the roof. The size of that hole. Be careful. Into the abyss. It's bending under my feet, guys. We did it. Just a slight climb.
What is that?
I don't know.
That looks like a bottom tool.
Does it?
I mean,
I'm gonna turn the brightness down.
wait, hold on. This piece has been tested. Fucks. Dude, what the hell?
Look at this.
Max
Triage
casualty
practice.
triage. That's like trying to save somebody's life.
Wow. This though, like what? Alright, this is a bathroom. Oh man. So a few things. Number one, those are old vacuum cleaners.
Oh, yeah.
That is insane.
That's pretty weird looking.
And the toilets, as gross as they are, they're actually all right next to each other. Meaning that everyone did their business at the same time. There's no privacy.
That'd be nice. Pooping with friends.
Literally pooping with friends. So we came back out in this main hallway, and upon examining the table that we thought had the lobotomy equipment on earlier, Lucas, do you want to tell them what you found?
It's survival crackers. There's food in here and it's unopened.
63 it's dated.
What?
61 years old. Look at that math.
7 pounds.
Can we take them out?
440.
I want some survival crackers.
They're Kroger crackers.
That is incredible.
Civil defense all-purpose.
Who would have thought? Food. And I'm sure if it's an MRE, I'm sure it can last a good few years. I don't know about 60 to 70, but at least a few.
January to April 1960.
There's a bunch of stuff in here. Looks like a bunch of ironing boards and stove heaters. It's kind of hard to tell though. Bunch more beds in here. Gosh. All right, now we're talking. We actually have a floor.
That's a good change. Moonshine. Maybe that wasn't smart.
Well, this is a creepy bathroom. Look at the toilet paper still in the holder. All the curtains are still there too. That's freaky. Ooh.
Oh, I'm gonna get the rocks on my shoe.
Tingley work boot.
That's weird.
You want those?
Kind of.
Dude, they still have the coat hangers. How nice of them. They knew we were coming.
1800 coats hangers.
They left them for us. They said there will be people here in 200 years when someone explores this thing, and we're going to leave it for Luke and Lucas. All right, so even though there's some cool equipment over there, the hallway and the floor is gone. So it's kind of disappointing because I'm pretty sure that there's probably some pretty cool stuff in these rooms that are harder to get to. But we're just going to move on to the next because, I don't know, it doesn't seem worth it to climb up each and every one of those just to check rooms. Like you can even see in that one, there's actually no floor. So maybe it's just this one that has some cool stuff left over in it. All right, so this catalog is actually what was in that one room that I just pointed out across the way. What does it say? For housed tractionoid.
Oh, dude.
Oh.
This might be the electroshock therapy thing.
I don't know about electrical cables, maybe. Minute treatment. Yeah, actually, it might be electroshock.
Long spreader bar for pelvic traction. Short spreader bar for cervical traction. Yep.
Oh my goodness.
I have no idea. Is it like pulling on them? What the hell? Oh, they thought they could just straighten people's bones out.
Is that what this is?
That's what, look, it's grabbing on and pulling. Because you know how like some deformed people like have messed up skeletons. They just thought they could straighten it out. That's insane. We found these things, these triage things, basically. 3 sharp blades and a hole at the end. And what you do is you grab this while someone's can't breathe, shove it in their neck, open this cap, they can breathe through that hole.
So that's what you have in your hand right now?
Yep.
That's what we saw earlier when you said lobotomy.
This is life-saving equipment.
Look at that bee's nest. Alright guys, so Lucas and I were taking a break behind this abandoned building right here. 95% of the buildings on this property are completely boarded up. We've picked, we've peeled, nothing's going. You need a saw. And with the developmental center right there, that's way too much noise. Not even like we have a saw with us. But what we really wanted to do is we wanted to get into the morgue and even the autopsy like theater. I think they had a bit of a theater here, but I'm pretty sure the morgue, we saw videos of people going up through the roof to get in through a window. Only problem is not only are there people kind of swarming around that area right now, but the windows are all covered up with these same boards. So we'd have to saw that open, and I think that's really obvious to anyone that looks in, which sucks because that's what we were really looking forward to here.
Yep.
So we're gonna go poke around these buildings, see if we can get into the third cottage and anything else, but that may be it. We'll have to see. If you see anything else after this, that means we got into something else. So
Hopefully so.
Yeah, let's do it.